Hello. Now that we've made it past all those laws of inheritance, it's time to talk to students about how this relates to real life and what scientists do with this information. We've adopted a kit from Hudson Alpha Institute for Biotechnology called Genetics and Biotechnology that will walk students through the real life applications of all this learning. Please be sure to read pages 9 and 10 in your teacher instruction for an overview, time frame, and a materials list. We'll go ahead and start on Lesson 1 with some tips to make this easier in your classroom. Before beginning, however, please note that the textbooks that we're using at this time are for the old course of study, so we encourage you to study your SCPs and CCCs and introduce as much of that as you can into this module while it is being updated by Hudson Alpha. In Lesson 1, we're introduced to the Miller family, and we learned that one of the men in the family, David, has been diagnosed with hemochromatosis. By following the procedure, students will read about hemochromatosis and find out what it is and learn that it is caused by a mutation on the HFE gene. And by the way, HFE simply stands for high iron. So students get that bit of background knowledge and then learn that Mary, David's sister, is very concerned about whether or not she will develop hemochromatosis. And the first step that a genetic counselor would take in this situation would be to gather information about Mary's family history. You're provided with family history on several family members and a worksheet on which students can do the pedigree of the family. And detailed instructions are included in your teacher's edition and also in the student information. Students are then encouraged to talk about their own health history, and there's several links given here. There's a bit of warning not to let students share too much about their personal family history. The last slide in this lesson walks us through the module, and you can see what would happen in a real-life situation and how each lesson correlates to that real-life situation. So you may want to keep this slide in the back of your mind as you go through this unit and keep students on track with focusing on what they're doing in the classroom and how it relates to real life, since that is the purpose of this whole module. There's some prep for Lesson 2 involving gathering fruit and making a lysis solution, so please read over Lesson 2 well in advance of doing that in your classroom. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back for Lesson 2.